Fiji, and your referee in charge of the action from Hungary.
Here's our next contest.
Zuk.
Keevin Allicock from Guyana, who had a good win a couple of days ago, beating the veteran Nigerian Nicholas Okoth.
First to the ring, boxing
Referee
out of the red corner,
Hungary,
representing Guyana, Keevin Allicock.
And here comes Keevin Allicock in his second Commonwealth Games. And he looked a decent fighter in winning that contest against Okoth, who was in his fourth Commonwealth Games, very experienced. But his movement, his speed, his balance, and his youth carried Keevin Allicock home. As Okoth said that that would be his final fight and that his amateur boxing career was over. And now his opponent will be introduced from Sri Lanka.
And his opponent, boxing out of the blue corner, representing India, Jiwanta Vimukti Kumar Nishanka.
Well, that was a mistake from the Master of Ceremonies there. According to my information, he's Sri Lankan, not Indian. Jiwanta Nishanka Banoon into the ring. And the SRI confirming that he is indeed Sri Lankan.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a round of 16 men's featherweight contest fought over 3 3-minute rounds. Introducing to you first in the red corner, representing Guyana, Keevin Allicock. And his opponent, boxing out of the blue corner, representing Sri Lanka, Jiwanta Vimukti Kumar Nishanka.
Step. Head up. No holding, no low blow. Shake hands. Good luck.
Well, Keevin Allicock impressed me in his opening contest. Athletic, good mover, and I think he's in all probability favourite to take this one, but we'll see, you never know. Nishanka had to absorb that left-hand lead. Scoring shot from Allicock.
That's more what we seen the other day, wasn't it? Nice little jab there from Allicock. Nice straight direct punching. Nice uppercut as well there from Allicock in that little exchange.
Nishanka trying to keep his gloves high, but the hand speed of Allicock giving him the early advantage.
That's bad. He almost fainted there, Allicock, and that's what he needs to do. Just feint and then fire that right hand over the jab. It comes back a little bit low there from Nishanka.
Nishanka not done a lot so far in the first 90 seconds.
Let's get off the ropes there from Allicock.
Nishanka has a really tight guard, doesn't he?
Yeah, he blocks a lot of, he's blocking a lot of these shots, isn't he? But he's not fighting back off them, that's the thing.
Better needs more of that.
It's good from Allicock there. Got to lean back after through the right hand.
Turned him well there.
Yeah, rolling underneath as well. But like you're saying though, Nishanka's got a real tight defence.
Yeah, but he's just not doing enough, is he? I mean, he's fighting more like a journeyman pro than a would-be winner.
Just looking for the clean gaps, isn't he? But sometimes you've got to not wait for them to come, you've got to make them happen.
Missed by a long way there.
Yeah, good movement, wasn't it, for Allicock to change the direction with the feet, skipping off to the right.
Allicock's slippery, and he's, well, to my way of looking at it, won that first round pretty easily.
Yeah, I think so, even though most of his work was blocked, to be fair. No, credit for Nishanka, but you can only give one winner, because the only guy who was throwing punches was Allicock. See Nishanka having a little go. That was one of the few times that he did decide to let his hands go, but for the most part he was stalking, trying to feint, but it was Allicock who was letting his hands go, and having, if any success, it was from him.
Crowd's being told that Allicock has indeed taken all the judges' cards and has won the opening round. Need a lot more from Nishanka if he's going to win this one. There's confirmation. All 5 judges in favour of Guyana's Keevin Allicock.
Better. He didn't have no success there, Nishanka, but that's better though.
At least he let his gloves go.
Yeah, a bit more commitment, yes.
Allicock's judgment of distance is very good. Inside of the glove, says the referee.
It's scrappy, isn't it, for the minute?
Yeah, the last fight, which was really good and really close, this one has not really delivered so far.
No, it's just sometimes styles don't always gel, do they? But Nishanka's trying to, again, no one's having massive success either side, but Nishanka's trying to be a little bit busier than he was in the last round, and he's one trying to force the pace here, but we know Allicock's going to fire back when he's under pressure. Double that jab up, Allicock.
Inside of the glove again, I think. Oh, no, low. A little bit harsh. Complaint that it was a punch around the back of the head from Allicock, and the referee agrees.
Who's refereeing? The referee on Allicock?
Wasn't the subtlest of hints, was it?
That's lovely, good movement there on his toes. Just a little pause in the movement just to throw the 2-punch combination. She let his hands go there, Allicock, he had the chance.
Nishanka did get through with a scoring right hand there to the head of Allicock.
A closer round this, actually, because there's been a void of quality, actually, of clean shots.
Certainly greater effort, though, from Nishanka, who's perhaps been reminded that it's an awful long way from Sri Lanka to Birmingham to come all this way and not be throwing any punches, as he didn't in the first round. Ain't a good policy. And he might, well, he's certainly been competitive in that second round. Whether or not he's won it remains to be seen, but he may have done.
Yeah, but there was no real standout work from anybody, to be honest. And again, it's going to be what you like, but it was a better round for him. Again, it might not be enough for him to win the round, but it was better. He tried the first, but he let his hands go at last. But whether he hit the target clean enough, often enough, I'm not quite too sure. Then there wasn't too many shots that Allicock hit clean either, to be fair.
Allicock took the first round on all 5 judges' cards, so it's going to be interesting to see how they've scored this one. It was a much closer round, and he's waiting to find out. They're looking up at the screen to see what the scores are, and here we are. And 4 out of 5 give it the way of Allicock. So 4 judges have him leading by 2 points, and he's looking a pretty solid bet to take a place in the next round. Sri Lankan Nishanka needs a big last round, quite evidently.
Good shot there from Allicock. There's a good jab there, and I like the step back there, so nothing comes back and hits him. Nishanka.
Nishanka just a wee bit too predictable. Allicock up on his toes again.
That's good from Allicock there. Seen that swinging left hook coming, just took a little half step back and straight back in. There's not enough urgency in the work, is there, Nishanka?
No, he's just not. I'm afraid he's just not technically good enough, is he? He's not getting to. He did get a glancing blow there, but there's been few and far between his moments of success. Allicock turning him well there, working off the ropes.
Nice one too from Allicock, and then just got clipped with the left hook there from Nishanka. Who needs to work any bit of success he has, needs to follow it up with another shot and try his luck while he's in range.
Allicock, a little bit of a warning for use of his shoulder. But Nishanka not doing enough for me in this last round.
No, there wasn't enough urgency in his work, is there? He needed to really push the pace. Just wasn't able to do. Hasn't been able to do it. To be fair, the free-footedness of Allicock's caused him problems, and so no one can do laces up in this competition. Have you noticed?
It's not the first time. Last few seconds. Keevin Allicock heading for a place in the last 8, seemingly. Just staying out of harm's way.
Yeah, it was a lovely jab there, wasn't it, from Allicock?
Well, that's another nice polished performance. Not a great fight to watch, but he's won it pretty easily.
Yes, he did. Yeah, there's just there wasn't enough urgency in the work of the Shanker. He was trying to walk Allicock down, but you have to make him feel the pressure with the punches, and he just didn't do that throughout the fight. And he had a bit more of a concerted effort in the second, and put himself in with maybe a chance of winning it, but he didn't. So in the third round, he really had to intensify his work, and he didn't, unfortunately, and that made it ultimately quite an easy 3 rounds there for Allicock. He was allowed to skip around the ring, stop, throw the combinations. A lot of it was blocked there from the Shanker, but still, if you're not throwing back, you can win the fight.
Well, we're assuming he's won.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by a unanimous decision, In the red corner, representing Guyana, Keevin, Allicock.
It's going to be an awkward fighter for anybody, Keevin Allicock. Whether he's not got a sufficient skill set to go all the way remains to be seen. He's going to be fighting the Canadian Al Amadi in the next round. That's going to be a good fight. Nishanka leaves the defeated man. Allicock takes the plaudits of the crowd and his Canadian teammates. Guyanan teammates, and looks mighty happy.
Love you, Maddie.
But he will be. He's a step closer. I don't think there's 2 wins on a spin there. He's really flown in the competition.
He's going to be difficult, isn't he? Because
ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're having a good time tonight. Some fantastic battles still to come. Let's hear some noise.
He's capable of beating him, you know, with the movement he has. Well, I think stylistically, this is a good matchup for him.
Difficult man to tie down, and here's the highlights of the fight as we saw them, and a fight which ultimately Allicock won pretty convincingly.